son talked about. And I actually had a vision about this a while ago where I was really upset after my mom died. And I found that what happened to my family? Where's my family? And I saw that in the case of bloodlines, bloodlines actually carry these emotional patterns from generation to generation to generation. And when I saw that, Kimberly, I was like, okay, it stops here. I'm making new decisions about my life, and I'm making new decisions about the way I interact with people. And that's an ongoing process. And I have to be careful not to make myself wrong, but to keep on doing what there is to do to create that magical self that I am already.
And sometimes that means that you have to divorce yourself from family dynamics,
Yeah,
and that
and,
can
and
be hard.
until the healing comes, and that happened. I actually was divorced from my family for a while, and I literally just relied on prayer and meditation and forgiveness, and that caused a healing with my father and I specifically. But now I'm really excited by having these things at my command, which are, these different technologies and techniques. I can go even deeper. The session I had with Oksana was really amazing. I didn't do anything. I laid there, but she was able to trigger those things at an emotional level and dissipate them just through the process that the platform that she uses, and it was very, very powerful. And if George
Yeah, I
is
definitely want
resolving
to talk about
PTSD in 2 to 4 sessions, that's phenomenal.
it. It's unbelievable because people don't want to feel like this. They just don't know the alternatives outside of, going to their practitioner and getting, maybe something, some type of drug, or and most people don't want to rely on that. And
Exactly.
Butch, which we didn't get to cover a lot, but plantar fasciitis, I had I don't know if it was a Chinese physician, or they talk about plantar fasciitis as, you have a fear over, there's a fear over money or something like that. But I find it very interesting. And, we did used to walk around barefoot a lot. I know you walk around barefoot a lot. What do you think
Hmm.
about that?
Well, I also, because I also have a specific. He started to talk about shoes, and
Yeah.
there's a shoe that's made by Five Fingers and Vibram. They consolidated, and it's where your feet are in. It's like a glove, so all your toes are actually um, they're covered, but you can see them, and you walk, and the soles are properly designed to support those muscles in the feet, so that those muscles in the feet work to support the entire structure. And that's the key, because I like, once I switched to using these types of shoes, I'm able to get full use of the muscles going up my legs and up my back.
Wow.
When I put them in a what I call them a tin can, or a shoe that holds them, that doesn't exercise all those muscles that are in the feet, I don't walk as well. That's why I tend to walk barefoot, or I walk with the five-fingered shoes. And when I have to walk long distance, I will not put on those closed-toe shoes. I'll put on these Vibram shoes that are called five-finger shoes, they help me,
So
and they can go a
if
lot.
somebody Googles, if they Google that, they Google five finger shoes.
I think they'll
What do they
find it.
Google?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why Butch started was he was really getting into the detail about the feet, and I was totally following him. And we ran
Yeah.
out of time, but
No,
we
no,
have
that's good
a
that
whole
you
nother
brought that
session
up.
on. Huh?
Yeah, that's
What?
good that you brought that up. So, women that wear high heels, I was one of them for a long time. I wear more like sports shoes now. And I always loved going barefoot as a child, but as you go into professional careers, and I was in a banking career for a long time in sales, and so you wear heels, and then it helps to give you bunions, and then it helps to shorten your calf. So I was also very athletic and active, and one day I went to play tennis early in the morning, I did a cross, it was a backhand move. I stepped across and I totally popped one of the four one of the four muscles in my calf. And it wasn't like the movies. There was no like hot guy on the other course who was a doctor. Darn. But yeah, so I spent a lot of time trying to heal that. And we don't realize that what we're doing on a consistent basis, how it's affecting, just like sitting in a chair all day long, right?
You know, Kimberly, I wore 3-inch high heels since 8th grade, and I didn't even on the weekends. I wouldn't even wear flat shoes.
Parents
So,
let you wear 3-inch heels in 8th grade.
uh-huh. And I didn't wear athletic. I was like, as opposed to you, I didn't wear athletic shoes. I would run in high heels. I mean, literally run through airports in high heels. So I was sort of like, I can do this, and you can't show me that's it's wrong. When I finally decided to go flat, it took me 1 year before I was comfortable enough. And when I actually, what happened is it's not just in your feet and your calves and your legs, it's the short muscles up in the top of where your hips are that got shorter, right? And shorter because I
That's why
had
you do yoga in your bare
heels
feet.
on. Well, I did yoga, but that didn't help. I actually literally had to walk flat-footed for about a year. And even then, my back would be so sore because those muscles were stretching up, but it took a long time to get to normal. Now I'm just so grateful that I can walk the way I walk. But it's a
Wow.
huge
Okay.
thing. It's very huge. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's fun for our listeners. They can go Google that and they can become Aquaman and start walking around in those fun shoes, right? But I
Mhm.
mean, I love going barefoot, but we're so afraid to walk in so many places. I won't walk barefoot in the parks here, knowing that they spray it with chemicals. So
Oh no,
I
we can.
walk. I
That's
walk
what we
on the
have, the
beach.
fiber shoes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so
I want to
walking on
say
the beach, right? Isn't that one of the easiest things to do? Many people I see walking on the beach in shoes. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's the whole
I
purpose I'm
know.
here.
The
Just
walking on
get
the beach actually exercises and really
yeah,
massages the bottoms of your feet, which is really
yeah, yeah,
beautiful.
and grounds.
One of the things that I really was really moved by was George has done so much research
Right.
and so much
Yeah, he's
work
brilliant.
in with the brain and all of that. I mean, it's amazing. But the fact that he actually really honestly identified that mental fitness is not just a brain thing. It has a lot to do with your gut, and how he really wanted to set that all up in his facility there at the Mind Spa Wellness Center so that people could get that whole thing. And then the issue about quieting the brain. And that he has a flotation tank over there. Did you know that at the Mind Spa?
No, no, I
And
think I need to go over and visit him.
that would help you quiet your brain. And what he helps it is people who have trouble with sleep, because sleep is when they're disturbed, is a dysregulation of those nerves in the brain. So the flotation tank really helps to satisfy that brain. And then when you're eating right, as you know, then you're eating
Yeah.
right, it helps the neurons that connect from your gut to your brain to be in a better
Well,
alignment.
let's
And
talk about sleep more because about 90% of the listeners have problems with sleep. I'm positive, almost all of my clients, and I have to break it down because the EMFs are causing problems too. I mean, the pineal gland can get calcified. We've got too many lights on, too late at night. I mean, it's a huge thing. Um, and then you're dealing with straightening out the brain,
the
with your
cranial, the
yeah, the
cranial, yeah,
cranial
yeah,
adjustments that help release things all the way down the body.
right.
So
So there's much to discuss, and I'm really happy that we
yeah, but
have this
sleep is a
program.
big issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm happy that we have this program that people can listen to. So I know that we've run out of time again, as usual, but I really invite our listeners to listen to our many great conversations that we have with our practitioners on Healthy Planet One. Thank you so much. Thanks for tuning into our show on societybitesradio.com. Don't worry if you've missed a show. You can find them all on our website at SarasotaHolisticChamberofCommerce.com.